How's it going, family? David here. I promised you guys an update on my Vancouver status, but before I get to that, I want to talk to you about something really important. I want to talk to you about gratitude. So I'm out for breakfast on the West End. I'm at this little diner. It looks kind of rough from the outside, but sometimes, these little holes in the wall, they surprise you, right? Positive expectations yield positive results. I eat out a lot. I know restaurants. Being surprised by comfy little restaurants has sort of become my expectations, so I was very surprised to find out that this place didn't surprise me. This meal was a test of my gratitude. Fortunately, the last 2 weeks has really bolstered my gratitude. I got to Vancouver with $1,000 in my pocket, no job, no apartment, no more excuses, and no turning back. I am headed for Hastings Street, one way or the other. The only question is it going to be West Hastings or East? And for those of you that aren't familiar with Vancouver, you can think of West Hastings as the Bruce Wayne side of Gotham City. Batman is on the east. Now, I never learned gratitude growing up. My dad had an ego, liked to throw his money around. My mom was always clipping coupons, saving every scrap of food. Nothing was ever good enough for him, and nothing was ever enough for her. The only time gratitude ever came up was when Mom would burn dinner again and call me an ungrateful little shit for not wanting to eat it. And my mom can burn water. Walking through East Hastings in my Bruce Wayne CIB suit might have been a different experience a few years ago. I didn't learn gratitude from seafood, not through the meditations anyway. There was too much lower self standing in the way. But seafood did teach me about lower self, and digging out my lower self has really helped me quell that dragon inside between my entitlement and my unworthiness, to bridge that chasm between I deserve everything, I deserve more than you, and I don't even deserve to live. And that has given me so much inner strength. And connecting with all of you guys, with my Danlock families, I've learned that my story is not unique, not at all. This has expanded my context so much. Now it just connected me with the people around me, whether I'm shaking hands with an executive or whether I'm walking through the droves of homeless on Hastings Street. I see my own story in the eyes of every single one of them. And I see how I've always been just a half a step away from becoming that person. Both directions, east and west. I'm so grateful to you, Seafood, for introducing me to my higher self, for expanding my context, for the inner strength and the faith and abundance that now enables me to give generously but still preserve myself. I'm grateful for the skills you've taught me that enable me to close not one but 4 high-end restaurant offers, whereas just a short time ago I was such an ingrate that even with 3 culinary diplomas I couldn't get a job at Denny's. I am now employed full-time at this swanky little French bistro in Cole Harbour. My dream job since I was 16. By mid-month I'll be able to afford my own 2-bedroom place in Kitsilano, good neighborhood, without a roommate. I have a roommate. I don't need a roommate. And this is just what the servers are already making. This isn't even counting for my high ticket skills. I got a 2nd bedroom. That's an office. So since I'm only working evenings, I still have 8 hours every single day to close. My girlfriend has just joined the Danlock family. We're going to move her. We're going to be able to move her and the kids out here before New Year's. And speaking of family, I'm grateful to my parents as well for loading the cannon. It wasn't any fun at all getting here, but I wouldn't have learned these particular lessons if I had a different life, and I see my story in their eyes too. There's just no more blame. I talked to my dad the other day. I told him all about all these good things in my life, and the next day he e-transferred me a pretty sizable gift of cash, and for the first time in my life, I accepted it with not a shred of resentment or shame or bitterness, just genuine warmth and appreciation. And that has never happened before. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have to finish my deliciously awful breakfast because there are 1,000 versions of me on East Hastings right now who don't get to do this. I would be slapping all of us in the face if I left this on the table. But I am grateful for ketchup.